Hey everybody, welcome back to Make It with Podge. My name's Cathie and today I'm going to share with you some really fun Day of the Dead projects that you can make for this fall season. Now I'm going to be using two different Mod Podge formulas. I'm going to use fabric and matte. Now if you didn't have matte Mod Podge, you could also use gloss or satin for those projects. But for our fabric projects, you would need the fabric formula because this is going to be machine washable. I'm going to show you how you can create this really fun Day of the Dead t-shirt just using bandanas. And for this project, you can use any of these colors of bandanas. I'm using the traditional white, but as you can see on this little purse here, I did a turquoise. I'm also going to show you how you can attach gems using fabric Mod Podge. And I want to show you this tote over here, halfway done. I'm going to be attaching gems to this one. So you can really use any color bandana you want. I'm also going to show you how you can take napkins and transfer those images onto a pumpkin, just like this pumpkin that you see here, and how you can do a really quick, fun dollar store candle makeover using napkins. So let's just dive right in. I'm going to start with our pumpkin craft. Now this pumpkin here I got at the dollar store, and it had a bunch of images. I kind of kept one area on the back there where you can see. So I painted over this using Folk Art Home Decor chalk. Now, sorry about my label, guys. You can see that this bottle is well loved. It's my favorite paint for creating a primer base. And it's important to start with something that is light colored so that the images from your napkin will really pop through. If this was darker, you wouldn't get that bold and bright color. So I went ahead and just gave it a quick prime, and I have gone ahead and prepped out my little skull shape here that I want to use. So to prep the napkins, you're going to separate the plies. You're only going to be working with the printed ply. So any of the white layers of the napkin, you'll just peel away like that. Okay, it's really that simple. The hardest part, I always joke, is just getting it started. You may need to tear a little bit to get it started. So you'll just separate those plies so that you only have the printed piece, and then just cut out your graphic. It's super easy to do. So for the pumpkin, we're going to use the matte Mod Podge. So go in with that, and you will apply the Mod Podge directly onto your pumpkin. And it's very simple, just a nice thin coat. The napkins are very forgiving over these ridges that you have in the pumpkin, so you don't have to worry about that. Just go ahead and apply that. And then we'll position our little cutout right onto the pumpkin. And then I like to sort of smooth it with my fingers very gently. Some of these napkins are very thin and delicate. So start in the center and kind of work your way out to the edges. And you might get a little wrinkle here and there, and as you practice and do more, you will get less and less wrinkles. Some people like to put a little layer of cling wrap down to help smooth those out, and then you'll just top coat. And I'm barely putting any pressure down, guys. That's kind of the trick. You just want to lightly coat this. You don't want to push down and tear your napkin. So we'll just lightly coat that all over the top of the napkin. Now once I have it wet, I like to go in with my finger and just smooth out if I have any bigger wrinkles. Again, I'm barely putting pressure down, and that's kind of key to this. So you don't want to tear your napkin. Go ahead just like that. And there we go. It's that simple. Now at this point, you would go ahead and let this dry. You could continue to add them all over like I did on this pumpkin here. You can see I've got them all the way around on my design. And I used large ones and small ones, just kind of mixed them up like that. And once the pumpkin is completely dry, I like to go ahead and top coat the entire pumpkin with the same Mod Podge formula. And that just creates a consistent look. So if you have matte, it'll give you a matte look all around, or gloss, a glossy look all around. So that's really simple. You can do this with any kind of napkin. Today's theme is Day of the Dead, but you could do this with fall leaves, or of course at Christmas time, or any of your holidays, you could do different types of napkins. Now, let's talk about our dollar store candle makeover. This is so simple to do. And with these napkins, you can see we had a really fun little border of our pierced papers there. So what I did was I went ahead and cut that border out. Now this candle is clear here. Oh, here's my finished one. Let me show you that. It almost looks like a decal. Look how cool. So if you notice, I didn't put it where the clear is. I started it where the white is, and that's so that we get those colors really popping through. So this is super fast and super simple to do. You're gonna go ahead and take that same formula and let's just apply that directly to our candle, just like so. And I don't even have to be very neat right now because we're gonna wipe away any of that excess. And then these candles, these are $1. They usually have 2 seams. There's one and there's one. So I like to have my center be in between those seams. So go ahead and lay our little strip down, just like so. And spin it around. And let's cut off our extra there. Hope I cut that right. Let's see. Usually I measure a little bit better. Yeah, oh my goodness, guys, look at that. Directly the exact amount. Then we'll just go ahead and very lightly top coat. Same thing, I'm not adding any extra pressure, but you can see how this works on glass. Got a little wrinkle there, start to smooth that out. You can do this on glass, you can do this on wood. Really the whole key to it is making sure that you have that light background to begin with. Go ahead and press down and smooth out any of your wrinkles, just like so. That looks so good. Now, this is one of my favorite tricks for working with glass, is you can always go over a bit. You don't have to worry about it, and just grab yourself a damp paper towel or a handy wipe and then just wipe the excess off. And you'll get a really nice clean look. And wipe the bottom real quick, just like so. It's not really very wasteful, you just got a little bit coming off. Okay, so that's how we got our little flag banner down. Now we're gonna apply our face the same way. So let's go ahead and just add more of our Mod Podge to the front of our candle. And again, I'm using matte, but you could use satin or gloss, either way. And now we'll just put her, oh, she's sticking to my finger. It's a little forgiving, but you do need to be careful that when you place it down, getting her in the position that you want her in. Start from the center and smooth out to the tops and the sides. I need a little more of our Mod Podge down here. No problem, just put a little bit in. Now she's already getting kind of wrinkly, so let's go ahead and get our Mod Podge down and we'll get all that smoothed out. There we go. Then you just go in lightly with your finger, kind of work out some of those wrinkles. There are going to naturally be some wrinkles. Usually when it dries, they will disappear. So go ahead and press down. And again, not applying very much pressure at all, because I do not want to rip that napkin. Okay, there we go. And then the same thing, you can go, this is really nice if you're doing detailed work, you can go around and just clean up any of those edges using a wipe. I have these, I'll call kind of clean wipes, but you can use just a damp paper towel too, either way. Okay, so now that's how simple it is. You would just set this aside and let it dry, but that is a really fast dollar store candle makeover. And what's cool about these, again, any holiday, you can take any napkin and put them on here. And this is what it looks like when it's dry. So cool, you almost get like a frosted decal look. Really customizable. Now this napkin had a pretty big one, so I just did the one on the front. So, you know, depending upon what napkin you choose, you can really create a different type of design. All right, let's move on to one of my favorites. I made a t-shirt dress like this for one of my girls a couple of years ago. They are in the Spanish immersion program at school. So at school, we celebrate Day of the Dead. And I wanted a special outfit. Actually, both my girls wore it. So Delilah wore it first and then Sophia wore it. And I needed some kind of a cool thing for their celebration. And I thought, you know what? Why can't we use bandanas? So I'm gonna show you how you make this bandana Day of the Dead t-shirt. Again, you can do this on a little purse like I've made here, or a large tote bag, whatever you want. We are using the fabric formula for this, and it's going to be machine washable. So you're gonna wanna make sure you machine wash your bandana first and your t-shirt. The tote bag I'm probably not gonna wash, so I didn't actually pre-wash it, but if it's something that you're planning on laundering, you will need to pre-wash both the bandana and the t-shirt fabric. So for the bandanas, one thing I wanna show you before we get started is that you can get 4 of your skull designs out of one bandana. So I just freehanded a very basic shape, and I like to line it up in the corner just like that. And by lining it up in the corner, as you can see on this sample, you end up getting all of this really cool design that's in the bandana naturally. And if you measure pretty good, you can get 4 out of one bandana. So if you're doing something that you want to sell, or you're doing something at a school event or a slumber party and you want to get, multiples out of something, each bandana will yield 4 t-shirts or 4 different designs. So I've gone ahead, I just created my own paper template, just freehanded that. The nose is an upside down heart and just oval shapes, very basic shapes. And I freehanded all of my teeth shapes. So very, very simple, basic shapes. I've got my t-shirt here pre-washed, and I've put a little bit of wax paper in between my layers. The fabric Mod Podge generally does not seep through, but just in case if you were using a thinner material t-shirt, you might, wanna just have that layer in there. So for my bandana, here's my front side with the deep, printing. I'm just gonna flip it over. We're gonna be applying our fabric Mod Podge to the back. Let's go ahead and get our t-shirt into position. This is another one of those kind of messy ones where you get one shot at putting it down. So we're gonna go ahead. I've got a 1-inch flat brush, and I'm just going to add my fabric Mod Podge all the way to the back of my cutout. So I think, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up for you. Okay, I am almost done. The most important part is making sure you get all those edges really good. Okay, here's the scary part. It's time to pick up our image, and we're gonna flip it right on down to the t-shirt. So if you've done this on wax paper, which is what I like to do, you can just kind of peel it right up off of the wax paper. And then I like to hold it from the bottom and the top, and you'll just place it right into position. Just like so. And then same kind of thing. You want to start at the center and work your way to the edges. Just kind of use your hand to flatten that down and to smooth it. And this will be machine washable. I like to let it cure for a couple of days, and then you can machine wash it. I always wash on cold. So I machine wash and I hang dry, but I hang dry almost all of our t-shirts. So you can put it in the dryer. I just wouldn't do it at super high heat. Go ahead, there we go. And you can see how quickly we have done our bandana Day of the Dead t-shirt. It's that fast to do one. And like I said, if you give it the cure time, these are machine washable, so it's a great project that you can do for kids or for yourself. Now, if you want to add some extra bling, so let's go ahead and move that aside. I want to show you, this is the same design here. Again, I freehanded all those teeth. We've got our upside down heart, and this one here is a smaller version. If you're doing a small one like this, you could get a lot of them out of one bandana. But you can really see how fun the placement is too on the bandana. You can really use it to accentuate your design. So a lot of our sugar skulls and things like that you see have gems and flowers and lots of bright colored, beautiful embellishments. So I want to show you quickly how you can add some embellishments like that to your design. I've got just a bunch of random rhinestones here. These are plastic rhinestones, so they're very lightweight. And you can use your fabric Mod Podge. What I usually do is just pull a little bit in my lid, okay? And you can use a toothpick, or you can use a silicone tool or the end of a paintbrush. Just grab your fabric Mod Podge, add a dot like that, and then you can go ahead and glue a gem right onto your design. Same thing, this is gonna need to dry and cure for 2 days, and then it will also be machine washable. I made the shirts just like this or the dresses for the girls, and I think we've probably laundered them, I don't even know, 20, 30, 40 times, and they all still have their gems and they all still have their bandanas. So I just want to show you that one more time, and then we will be wrapping it up to say goodbye. We just go ahead and add a little bit of our fabric Mod Podge. Let's put some there. I really like to look at the bandana design and use that as a way of, like, you know, just sort of, okay, I like that little spot, let's add a gem there. Just like so, and then you can add one right over here too. If you get a little bit spills over like that, don't worry about it because it's gonna dry perfectly clear. So once you have all your gems down, you're gonna wanna go ahead and let it cure for 24 hours, or for 48 hours, and then you are ready to show off all of your new fun Day of the Dead fashions and home decors. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm sure you will be looking at bandanas a little bit differently now. I hope you have a great holiday season, and we will be back here next week with another fun video. See you next time.